Hi, I'm making this quick tutorial video to show you how to use the WordPress permalinks and how they integrate with Joomla. For those of you that don't know, permalinks in the WordPress lingo mean the SEF URLs. The great thing about the WordPress SEF URLs is that you actually have control over how the URLs are built and what structure they're built in, and you can change different segments of the URL. So basically you won't have this index.php question mark and something like this. Something like this. It's obviously not very easy to remember something like this for a user. Rather, you'd like something such as blog / I don't know, year 2009, month 06, and then the name of the post. Something easier to remember, something just nicer for the eye. And I'll be going over two different ways of creating these permalinks, which is basically the same way, but we currently support Joomla's SEF and SH44 SEF. These two different SEF extensions to Joomla allow the creation of these pretty URLs. Joomla SEF, which is what I'll be going over right now, is you can easily turn it on by going over to the global configuration, and under site you go and click on yes right here. And since I already have mod rewrite on, if you don't know what that is, I just advise you to Google it. You'd probably find a lot on it. I'm turning this on too, so let's click on save, and let's go to the home page of the site, and then let's go to the blog. As you can see now, this URL reads blog rather than something such as index.php, _WordPress, and on the item ID. Same URL gets you to the exact same place, but this URL is much better looking. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, once you're looking at a whole post, and you get this other type of URL, which I mean it's still the same thing, but this is for this post. Now, the great thing about the WordPress permalinks, and I mentioned this before, is that you're actually able to edit the structure of that link. So for example, right now we have 2009-07, which is basically the year, month, day, and then the name of the post, which is what we have down here, year, month, day, post name. And you can see it right up here. So say we don't want the name, we can easily just say delete that and save the changes. Let's go back to our home page. Let's click on blog, hello world, and now you see that the date segment of the URL is removed. It's simple as that. You can also change the category and the tag base. If I go over here and click on, this is under the category uncategorized, so you'll see category. Now you can just type in here cat, and instead of, back to the post, instead of category you'll see cat, and you can do the same thing for the tags. So that's the basics of the permalinks and how they work with Joomla's SEF. Now, there are many other extensions that do this URL rewriting for Joomla. The other one that we support is SH44 SEF. It's a great extension. I highly recommend you to use it rather than Joomla's SEF. I personally like it a lot more. So either way, I'm gonna disable it from Joomla right now, and then I'm going to, still need to install this extension. So I'm just installing SH44 SEF. And now I have it down here. To turn on SH44 SEF, you have to click on that global configuration and enable it right here. It'll come by default disabled, but since I had already installed it before, you'll just have to click on yes. Some of the other options that I normally do after I install SH44 is to use mod rewrite, which is the same second option that I showed you earlier when I was turning on Joomla's SEF. But of course you have to go through a couple more steps. This little info pop-up sort of describes what to do. And I also like turning these two from no to yes. By default they come as no. And I also like to turn meta management off. And as default, it defaultly comes as turned on. So I'll save that. And oops, I already had records in there. Whenever you make any changes to the SH44 SEF configuration, it'll always ask you to delete all your records. And I'll show you what we've done to counter that so you don't have to delete all your records every time from your whole website. So either way, let's go to the blog again. Okay, this URL doesn't look so pretty yet because you need to download the SH44 SEF plugin for WordPress from our site. And on this window I have my Joomla site right here, and here I just have the current WordPress plugins. And this is the SH44 SEF plugin. The latest version is 1.1.1, and you just have to grab this file, which you'll be downloading from our site. And you need to go under Components, SH44 SEF ext, and just drag and drop. You'll probably be doing this through FTP. So either way, after you've dragged it in there, go back to your home page and then visit the blog. And there we go. Now we have our pretty URL. SH44 will automatically detect that you've installed that plugin, just that you've dropped it into that SEF ext directory. And same thing, it works basically the exact same way, except that right now you see that when I clicked, let's go back to the blog. Right here I have that blog segment. When I click on Hello World, that blog segment goes away. You can only do this with SH404 SEF, and some people like it, some people don't. My preference, depending on the size of the website that I'm building, I'll either have the menu item alias there or not. And now you can easily change this by going to WordPress and going back to Permalinks. And I already have it, so it'll automatically detect if you have SH404 SEF turned on, and it'll give you these 3 extra options. So for example, add menu item alias I have set to no, but I'll click on yes just to show you. And this add trailing slash for all URLs I have set to yes. Which only do yes if you won't have the suffix to your URL, such as .html. Okay, so I'll have that as yes. Let's click on save. And since SH44 SEF caches all your URLs that are generated, so it won't regenerate them every single time. Once we go back to the blog and then click on Hello World, we still don't see that menu item alias. So what we need to do is we need to click on clear, and that clear button will only clear the cache of SH44, but just for the blog, okay, just for the WordPress component, which this is great, so therefore you won't have to purge all your SEF links. So now that we have cleared it, we can just go over to the home page and click on blog, and then let's look at the Hello World post. As you can see, now we have the menu item alias and the URL. Okay, so it's easy as that. There's nothing much to configuring the SEF URLs. Now, if you want to be changing your structure around or play around with the different options, you can go over to this link right here, and it'll show you different, I think it's this one actually. It'll show you different types of codes, I would say, that you can put inside this text box, and that will show different types of information in the URL. But now once you have the SEF set how you like it, I wouldn't recommend it so much to change it after a certain period of time once search engines start caching these URLs, because then it will just hurt you in the end if you change it. So that concludes this quick tutorial.